Hello all, this is Barbara Mann from Your Empowered You, and welcome to our video of the power of staying in control. And in this video, we're going to be talking about why it's so darn important to stay in control of your emotions at the workplace. Obviously, a lot of this information is pertinent whether you're in the workplace or outside the workplace, but mainly my videos focus on workplace environments. So we're going to talk about why it's so important to stay in control of your emotions. So that's what I mean by staying in control. We're going to talk about what some of the short-term benefits are, what some of the long-term benefits look like, and what it looks like being in control with internal and external customers. So why is being in control of that emotional state so darn important? Because when you stay in control of your own emotional state, you're going to control the entire emotional state. So you know how if someone gets angry, then maybe someone else joins in, and then the whole energy, emotional state becomes very elevated, very angry. And what we want to do when we're in control of that emotional state is the person's going to be angry, but what we're doing is we're calming down that sort of vibration. And when we stay in control of that emotional state and we're not defensive, we're able to really hear what the issue is. So someone may be angry and upset, but when you are in control of your own emotions, you're able to really hear what is the root cause of the issue. And when you're able to hear better and really understand what someone's upset about, you're able then to offer suggestions easier, articulate your solutions or your opinions in a more healthy sort of state of mind, and you're really in a better position to help someone because your emotional state isn't elevated, it's very calm, you're listening, and you're able to help expeditiously. And when you kind of get into that zone where someone knows that you're staying calm, you're trying to help, you're understanding where they're coming from, others are going to really listen to you because it's a very powerful state of being when you are in control of these emotions. It's very important for leaders. It's extremely important for individual contributors. I don't care who you are in the workplace, but to be in control of your emotions is extremely powerful, and you become that person where others are going to listen to what you have to say. And most importantly, I mean, we all sort of like calm environments and not a lot of drama. And when you kind of stay in that calm position, you're really modeling the desired behavior. And especially if you're a leader, this is what, the kind of environment that you want to foster is a calm, helpful, compassionate, empathetic environment. So you really need to model the desired behavior. But even if you're an individual contributor, you still want to model the desired behavior, whether you're talking to external customers or you're talking to your coworkers. You want to model it. And when you kind of stay in that calm environment, you will help lower and diffuse situations. So some of those benefits of really kind of staying in control of the situation of your emotions is, again, you're diffusing the situations. You're really diffusing what the problem is in that high anger environment, and you're returning it to a more calm or peaceful problem-solving vibration. And you're able to really exude compassion, empathy, and most importantly, the ability to help. So when you're more calm, and I'm not saying be calm and not being able to listen, because we've all heard people who they're very calm, but they almost come across as they're not listening and they don't care. That is not what I mean in this. What I mean is being calm, but you're exuding compassion and empathy, and you're understanding where someone's coming from. So when you start really mastering this ability, you're going to develop that reputation as a strong leader. If you're already in a leadership position, if you're an individual contributor, you're going to have a reputation as a leader, as a crisis management sort of leader, a great problem solver. And when you start having that reputation, you're probably going to have more issues come to you. So you gain that sphere of influence where people really trust what you have to say because they know that you're going to be in control of those emotions. You're going to hear what they have to say. You're going to come up with great solutions or a valued opinion, things of that nature. And you're going to be that go-to person. I can't stress this enough. When you're in control of the emotions, you develop a great reputation because you're able to listen and hear and solve problems. And a lot of people obviously see that person staying in control. They're not taking things personally. They're there just to help people. This spreads to other individuals, whether it's your coworkers, your entire team, and your organization. It just creates a very positive work environment, and that's what we all want. And I guarantee you, if you maintain this throughout your career, you're going to have an extremely healthy career. You will be definitely given opportunities to promote, to go into different departments, because people love this quality. Leaders love this quality. They want people on their teams with this quality who, again, keep their emotions in check. It doesn't mean that you're just a dead fish. It means that you're not getting defensive, you're listening to things, you're not taking things personally, and you're there to really listen and help solve problems. It's a very valuable asset for a team and an organization. So what does this look like when you're talking to customers? A lot of us are in the customer service industry. In fact, I would say almost every single employee is in some sort of customer service industry, whether you're servicing an external customer or you're servicing your internal customers, meaning your coworkers in other departments. So customer service, that means you're in a position to help people. You service customers, position to help people. We know that when we are servicing and helping people, sometimes customers, they vent, they're upset. So I used to manage an environment where a lot of the customers were upset because it was involving auto accidents. So they just gotten involved in auto accidents and say their car wasn't running, maybe it was a total loss, maybe they were injured. So needless to say, it was an environment where most of the customers were upset. So they want to vent. It's obviously normal. Their life has been disrupted. And customers vent when something is amiss, like something in their mind isn't lining up with what they thought would happen. And sometimes this comes from missed expectations, something was miscommunicated, something's under-delivered. Maybe they think something isn't fair. They tend to vent. That's normal. But our job as employees, as leaders, whatever it is, we have a very powerful job, which is to assist people with their disruptions and really understand where they're coming from. You can be the total Superman because you're listening to what they had to say. You're understanding what they really need. You're exuding that empathy, that compassion in a very calm manner to help them solve the problem, to move forward. Very, very powerful. So again, when you're in control, even when someone's angry, even when someone's venting, you can hear the issue, and therefore you can pinpoint the solution with laser focus. Someone may be talking about all over the place, but you start listening. What are they really trying to tell me? And then you're able to solve that problem in a very expeditious, empathetic way. So I want to reiterate something. Being in control of emotions doesn't mean you're just sitting back and being a robot and you're deflecting everything, because if you do it where you're not exuding that emotion of empathy and compassion, you're going to come across as I don't care. I'm not saying that. So I want to be clear on when you're in control, it means you're listening and you are offering solutions, you're offering options, you're understanding where they're coming from, and you're communicating that. So it's not just like, that's too bad. I'm sorry. There's nothing we can do. That is just going to make it worse. That's going to make someone more angry, more anxious. I'm talking about you saying things like, well, I understand, where you're coming from. Here's what I can do for you. Here are some options that we can do. Now, sometimes people still may get a little anxious because maybe it's not matching up what they need. But again, you're just keeping your emotions in check and you're listening to what someone needs and being able to solve the problem more quickly. So the same principles go with internal customer service. So these are your coworkers, these are your leaders, your managers, these are people in other departments. We're talking about in team meetings of staying in control. Now, I'm sure we've all had our buttons pressed at work with coworkers or managers. And this actually becomes even more important to be in control with your coworkers because you see them every day, right? So the same principles apply when you're in control of what someone's telling you. Whether it's constructive feedback, maybe it's something that you don't necessarily think is fair. It doesn't mean that you're rolling over and agreeing and not having any emotion. What it means is just not exploding. Not getting completely angry. It's about expressing yourself and articulating what your opinion might be. You can express yourself and think something isn't fair or that you are angry without that explosion. There's been many times where I have communicated, my own coworkers and the folks that I manage articulated they were upset with something, but they were in control of their emotions. I could tell that they were upset with something. They're articulating it. I'm listening. They're listening. We're working together through it. It works so much better when someone is in control of that emotional state, but still articulating if they're upset with something. That's something that we still need to communicate. So being in control with our coworkers is just as important as our external customers. And when you're in control of both types of environments, people will notice. This is something that your coworkers will see, they'll appreciate, they'll respect it. You'll be the go-to person, just like what we talked about earlier. That if you're someone who really has good control over their emotions, no matter what's coming at them, you will be that go-to person who will have a huge sphere of influence over people. That's important. It'll help your career. It'll help the team. It'll help the organization. And obviously, that's the kind of environment we want. Now, some people do like drama. I'm sure we've all worked with those kinds of folks as well. But honestly, most people like a very sort of calm, empathetic, happy environment. And again, when you're in control of those emotions, you start creating that. That's one piece of it. So let's wrap this up in a bow. Some of the key items we chatted about. So being in control, it diffuses that sort of excited emotion of anger, of anxiety. It really helps us to listen better. We hear the issue, we're listening, and we're able to problem solve much easier and more quickly, laser focus. When you start doing this over and over, whether it's with external customers or internal customers, your coworkers, you gain a reputation as a great leader and a great problem solver. People like to emulate that. They like that sort of Zen person in their environment, and they model that behavior. So even though you may be acting a certain way, you are modeling behavior that others will probably replicate, whether it's in your team, in the other leaders, organization. Very, very powerful. And your career will prosper. You will gain that reputation, hands down, gain that reputation of a great leader, of a great problem solver, someone who can handle anything that's coming their way in a productive fashion. And the most important thing out of all of this is that all of us on this planet, in our jobs, no matter what we're doing, is that we're in positions to help people. And when you stay in control of these emotions, no matter what the problem coming at us is, we are able to help people more quickly. And that is what it's really all about for all of us working in any kind of environment. So I hope you have enjoyed our video on the power of staying in control of your emotions. And for additional resources or to schedule a session with me, please visit my website at www.yourimpoweredyou.com, or please email me at bnan@yourimpoweredyou.com, or give me a ring at 633-2555. And I thank you very much and have a very empowered day.